let's say this is person again, person A, right? So Simon sells person A, they purchase a one block bot. Okay? They purchase one block bot. With that block bot purchase, here's how it works. And let's say right now, let's just look on the website. Let's see. I'm going to go back to connectunited.com. And I just want to give kind of a real world example. So if I go to Explore Connect right here and then buy blockchain software, I can see, so right now under Explore Connect, buy blockchain software, if I go to Blockbot, this will then show the ones that are currently available to purchase. Let's say I wanted to buy a blue node, right? Or a Blockbot blue. So if I click on that, it'll show me right here that the price for the Blockbot blue is $3,120. Okay? So this Blockbot blue, $3,120. Okay?
Yeah.
What's going to happen is right off the bat, there are half of that, basically 50%, is going to go to the blue blockchain. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's, what is half of that? It's 1560, right? 1560.
Yeah.
So that'll be 1560, that'll go to blue. And then 1560, that goes into the Win blockchain. Okay? Of that, so this goes to blue, and what this goes for is obviously some of their operations as they're setting things up. It goes to market support, you know, and other things that they're doing to build all of that, right? This 1560 goes into the Win blockchain, which is where now all the different rewards come into play. You get our transaction reward, which is 10%. And we're talking about 10% of this, right?
Yeah.
So transaction reward, and this goes to the individual that made the sale. So if Simon made that sale, this 10% will go to Simon. Now, let's say that Billy, whoever that is, brought Simon in, right? And so 10% transaction reward would go to Simon. Now let's do this, we'll go to Simon. The confirmation reward, which is also 10%, would go to Billy, as long as Billy's qualified.
What's the qualification?
So you have to be in order to get confirmation rewards, you have to be either a Blockbot owner, or you have to have earned your way as a win node. Okay, and a win node, to earn your way into a win node, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. A win node is basically the highest. As a win node, you can earn all commissions, right? So win node is kind of the highest designation that way. And as a win node, all you have to do that is to sell 5 Blockbots. You can't buy your way into it. You have to sell 5 Blockbots. Okay? And that can be any level of Blockbot. I mean, it can be,
what's the minimum?
$2,000, you know, when they first come out, kind of thing. But yeah, you said sell 5 Blockbots total.
And a full knot, yeah.
Full nodes, yeah, five full nodes, 5 Blockbots. To earn that status. Okay, so if this person's qualified, they will receive the confirmation reward, and then they could also earn the third part of that is the block reward. Now the block reward is 20%. That's divided. Half of it goes to this person, and half of it goes to this person. But it's only triggered once 5 are sold. So let's say instead of selling 1, we sold 5, just for right now, right? We sold 5. 5 times 3, 120 is, I don't know. Let's see, it's 5, 6, that's 7, 5, that's 600. Yeah, so that's 15,600. Right? Half of that would be 75, 78, 7,800, and then 7,800. Hopefully I'm getting the math right. Something like that. So in this scenario, this block reward is only triggered once this individual has sold their 5th node. Okay?
So selling 4 is not enough. It needs
No.
to be 5th to trigger.
Correct, to trigger it. And then after that, it will pay out with each subsequent sale. Okay, after it's triggered, every sale after that, you're good. You're gonna earn that. So Simon won't receive that block reward until he hits number 5. Once he hits number 5, it will pay him for all the previous 5.
Can the 5 that Simon need, can it come from one?
It can come from one person, it can come from 5 people, yeah, it doesn't matter.
And starting from the 6 and above, it's automatic every note that he will get.
Everything after number 5, he
Yeah.
will always get down the block reward.
Okay.
Yep. So it's basically it's a bonus for having done a lot, having done a certain amount, and then that bonus will continue. Now that being said, Billy will only receive his portion of the block reward. So what he would get in the confirmation reward,
Yeah.
this block reward portion. So 10% of that's 10% and 10%. That should go to Billy. Billy will only receive that on with his first 5, with Simon's first 5 sales. Billy will receive that block reward. With Simon's sale number 6, 7, 8, 9, and however many, Billy will not receive that anymore.
But only the first
just
5.
the
He's only
first
going to
5.
receive that first 5 bonus because it's like a manager bonus sort of thing, right? To help him get there to that first 5. So that won't go to Billy anymore. Actually, after that, this 10% that was going to Billy, so this 10% right here, will now go into the node support rewards.
Not supported.
Okay, and the node support rewards is what funnels into the bonus pools, right? The five different bonus pools.
I have a question. What if Billy doesn't qualify as a win node?
Thank you.
Then what's the?
It'll go up to the next qualified win node.
I see.
So does that make sense?
Yes.
Hold on. Simon from the block board number 6 and beyond, he got 10% or 20%?
10.
10%. Right?
Yeah, so Simon will always only get 10% of the block reward, no matter what. The other 10% that was going to go, or that had gone to Billy initially for the first 5, from 6 on, that will now no longer go to Billy. It will actually go into the node support rewards. So this is where
Is that like a global?
It's a global bonus pool. Yeah, and that's where the complete win score we talked about. That's where that's so important, because that complete win score, the higher your complete win score.
Because there's a cap at 5 for your sponsor. The no support reward pool is going to be huge.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why there is so this node support rewards pool is basically divvied up amongst the top 50,000 people in the company. And the way that works is, again, there's 5 levels: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 levels, okay? And we've named those. We've got blockchain Jedi, we've got rocket. Sorry, not rocket.
You should have a name called
Yeah, they have a
Blockchain
name.
Master.
They have a name.
Yeah, let me go back to it real quick here. We got the names: Blockchain Jedi, Starfighter, Rocket, Jetpack, and Launchpad.
Yep.
Okay, so Starfighter, Rocket, Jetpack, and Launchpad. So we've got these 5 different groups. The top 50 will split this. Top 500 will split this one. Top 5,000 will split this one. Top 50,000 will split this one. Oops, 50,000 will split this one. And then all block bots will participate in this last or lower level. 5% of the rewards go here, just as it shows there, right? 5, 20, and then 25, 25, 25.
Yep.
20, 25, 25, 25%. Okay.
So for the not support reward, beside 10% here, they still have a 30%, right?
That's right. That's right. So 30%. So let's go back up here for just a second. Let's make sure. There we are. So again, what doesn't get paid out in block rewards to that goes down into node support. So node support will fluctuate between 60% and 70%, right? That then is split. 30% goes to the node development operational supports for the Win blockchain, and then 30% goes through the smart contract into these different buckets. And so, again, those that are in the very top, if you're in the blockchain Jedi block, you've already qualified for all the others.
Yes.
If you're in the top 50, you're also, of course, in the top 500, and so on and so forth. If you're in the top 500, you're also top part of these, and so that's kind of how that works. So yeah, so the goal is just to have the greatest complete win score, to do the most actions daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, at all time, and to work that.
And again, to be clear, to get the highest number of win score is what are some action steps that we need to do?
Yeah,
to sell the
it's all revenue generating action steps,
okay.
for the most part, right? It's either you are selling, or you are running your nodes, right? That's what qualifies you. So every time you earn $100, and we're actually needing to change this to say Ethereum value, because we're going to do everything in Ethereum for right now. We were going to try to accept all sorts of crypto. Problem with that is in the conversion. And so, you know, when you're trying to pay out, and when you're doing micro payouts to, I mean, for example, that 5% pool, it's going to be everybody that owns a block bot will participate in that. It's going to be really small micro payouts. And
so, Stephen, have you guys thought about, based on Ethereum versus the newer one like Solana or something?
Yeah,
cheaper fees and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're
pros and cons.
We're talking about that a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to do there. Excuse me. But so for right now, it's going to be Ethereum.
Okay.
It could change in the future. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Ethereum is the Ferrari of
It
blockchain,
is.
so.
It really
But
is.
the cost of transaction fees.
I know,
I
that's
know.
the thing. It scared a lot of people.
It's hard. It's
Sometimes I have to pay a few $100s for the fees. Like, wow.
That's,
It was
yeah.
lower a bit compared to the beginning, but still.
Yeah, and I think we'll get back there. There's a lot of growth happening right now, obviously on the Ethereum blockchain, and they're obviously trying to figure out some solutions as well. And I think we'll get there. And if not, it's always been part of the conversation. At some point, do we want to just build our truly own blockchain?
What does that mean when you say build our own truly?
I mean not use Ethereum or any other
Really?
blockchain as the trade tracks.
We have the technology.
Oh, yeah, we
to
can do that.
We have to.
We
so
can do
that's
that.
come to the very big question for many leaders.
Yeah,
If one day, on the block bot sold out,
yeah.
let's say right, maybe one day,
Uh-huh.
how 30% go to the not support reward? What revenue? What sale we go to that pool? Because the pool here, 30% come from where? Right now, only block bot generate the sale.
No, it's everything.
30% come from here.
Thank you. So
That
So first of all, one of the biggest things that you need to understand is, let me go back over here actually.
Yeah. This they confuse one day the block bot sold out.
Well, they won't.
How to reward.
So blockbots will sell out per blockchain, but we are introducing new blockchains all the time.
Yeah.
So that's the benefit, right? When green, for example, let's say all of green nodes sell out and there's no more green nodes available, there will still be other nodes. There are win nodes or give nodes or switch nodes or blue nodes or liberty. So all of these different products, and some of these projects haven't even really started yet.
Right.
Or
And
are
there's
barely,
more project to be
and
added.
there will always be more
Okay,
projects to be
awesome.
added.
Okay.
See, what I believe we are going to become is going to be the marketplace for all things blockchain.
Okay.
Wow, that's a
the big
It
goal,
is.
yeah.
So you know how Amazon started off selling books.
Well, you know what? I just used the Amazon example earlier
Yeah.
when before we went into the building.
Yeah.
He was kind of interviewing me
Sure.
on videotaping. I said we are part of something so incredible. I just feel like we are launching the next Amazon.
We are
3.0.
we are launching. We will be, and mark my words, I believe we will be 10 to 100 times bigger than Amazon.
Wow.
Hey, Steven,
I love that.
Jesus, recorded.
It can be recorded. That's just my belief. That's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
But my belief is that,
Wow, that's huge.
yeah.
Wow.
Think about it though. We are cornering. We are entering into key positions into the metaverse. Nobody understands yet what the metaverse is.
Right.
Exactly.
Most people don't understand how big it is, how impactful it is on their lives.
But if you've watched the movie, have you seen Ready Player One?
No, but I'm gonna go watch
Go
it.
watch that movie.
I watched Avatar a few times.
Yeah, that's a good one too. But watch Ready Player One. Ready Player One was, that came out several years ago, and it is this whole concept of you go to this virtual space and you spend time there and you live there and you earn money there and you work there, and it's this whole universe
Yes.
that is where people go, right? And who knows what's going to happen with coronaviruses and other viruses, and who knows, right? The world has changed over the last couple of years, big time. And I believe it is opening up.
Actually, the change has actually pushed people to be more
Yes.
adopting the metaverse sooner than later.
Yeah.
And whether that was on purpose or not, I don't know. Right? I wasn't part of it, but but the fact is people are understanding that there is opportunity there. There's real estate to be sold in the metaverse. There are all sorts of services and products to be. It's a completely brand new frontier where you have more access to your consumer, more direct access to your consumer than ever before.
Yeah.
And so when I look at this, and I look at each of our different projects that are right now, there's 15 of them or something right here. When I look at these different projects, I think, wow, this is huge, but this is just the start.
Yeah.
This is this already in and of itself could be bigger than Amazon right now, right?
Agree.
Just where we are right now,
Yeah.
not adding everything else that we're going to be adding in the near future. You know, and so.
And I like this morning on Zoom you mentioned about how Amazon and Apple and every giant tech company have always started off at a very humble beginning, but they all had a lot of hiccups at the very beginning.
Oh, they all had hiccup after
Exactly.
So Amazon got started in the .com bust, or .com era, I should say, before the bust, and they were one of the very few companies who set it up right, who had a true purpose of what they were trying to do. They were trying to corner the market in books,
Yep.
right? And they did. And then it grew from there because they built this platform that they realized, hey, this isn't just viable for books, this is viable for any product.
Right.
And now every company in the world uses Amazon as a distribution platform,
Right.
Well, every company in the world, I believe, is going to use Connect as a distribution platform
Wow.
in the metaverse.
And you
In the
mentioned
blockchain.
and the reason why these giant companies like Amazon almost folded many times is because of
There's a lot of reasons why.
what do you call it? Cash flow.
Cash flows?
Money is the bloodline of every company, but we are fortunate because we don't have that issue.
Correct.
We
Correct.
are debt free.
We're
we have
completely
all the
debt
money
free.
we'll ever need.
We have
to-
zero investors. We've had really great success with Gala, which has added and contributed to that for us. And so it's like we're in a really good position right now. And I don't want to say like we can't be touched because weird things happen all the time. But we're in a really, really good position. And being able to build what we're building without having to go to big banks or to big investors or REITs or whatever it is.
Sometimes when you have big money come in, they want to
They
control
ruin it.
this. They ruin
Yeah,
it.
they ruin it.
The vision of what we want
Yeah,
to do.
and at the end of the day, we don't even want this to be a company. I have to keep on reiterating that because for most people, they don't understand that. Most even network marketers don't understand that. Because I owned a network marketing company for a while. I understand there is power and there's a lot of trust that people put into a figurehead or a company. But what I want people to understand is, we're here now, and we're doing this now, but eventually, it's going to be all of us
Yesterday,
contributing.
Stephen, you made a comment. You said the more advanced we are, the more decentralized you want.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that
That's important.
It's autonomous, pretty
Yeah.
much. Without no ownership.
This
no-
office, we may always have an office or keep offices certain places, but we don't want to. Part of us, we just want to. Let's just let it go. We're virtual now. Everyone can jump on Zoom calls. We can hold meetings anywhere.
Yeah.
I can go to Vietnam as well as I can go
Just
to
go.
to Thailand or anywhere else
Yeah.
to hold those meetings and do whatever. But at the end of the day, the office is right here. This is the office, and this is the office for everybody, and everyone can plug in. And anyway, so yeah. So does that make sense? Are there any more questions kind of about this right now?
So how about this? Let me ask you this question for someone just getting started with Connect blockchain.
Yeah.
What are some action steps that you recommend that we take to become one of the leaders that will qualify for the
Yeah. So I'm going to say something that will sound weird, probably.
Okay.
Because I believe 100% that your success, anybody's success, is contingent upon their mind state.
Okay.
I said it this morning.
Yes,
That's
you did.
kind of what I was talking about this morning. I have battled most of my life a poor man's mentality, because that's what I was raised with.
Right.
My parents told me no.
It was pretty shocking what you shared about your upbringing.
And that's real. I can take you down to St. Petersburg, Florida, and show you the grocery store dumpsters that me and my father would go to frequent, and not just me. My older siblings went too, and we all took our turn. And I don't want to paint a false picture. Like, we weren't eating rotten food,
Right.
But grocery stores, once it's expired, they'll typically discard it. And just because the number says it's expired doesn't necessarily mean it's bad yet, And so we would collect it, freeze it, and throw away what was bad. And I was given a gift as a kid, and that gift was my mother. And my mother told me every single day, probably multiple times a day, that I could do anything I put my mind to. And I didn't fully probably understand that or get it as a kid, but that was ingrained in my.
I think that's the best gift a parent can give a child.
Absolutely.
Have
believe
in
it,
themselves,
yes.
that can become and be whatever they want to
Absolutely. And so as a young kid, even though we were poor, and even though we didn't have, and it was a struggle financially my whole life, my whole childhood, I remember as a kid feeling like this deep feeling I was meant to do more. And that feeling, that belief, propelled me to look for a lot of different things. I looked into, I did door-to-door sales for a while. I did network marketing from different companies. I joined the corporate side of network marketing companies to learn and to grow and to see what I could do. And I eventually, when I was 19 years old, I went on a service mission for my church and went to Germany, and learned German and learned how to talk to people better and all sorts of things. I gained skills. And then I, through some of those relationships and through a lot of positive thought, I think, and a lot of other things, I met some amazing people. We started, I helped to start a real estate business with some friends of mine who I had met out in Germany. And a lot of failure in between and a lot of stumbling and falling. The hard part for most people, and because I can speak from experience, the hardest part for me and for anybody is when you fall down, it's not over.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people feel like when they've fallen down, they've tried already and it's done.
I know some of those people, and I feel sad for them because that's just part of the journey.
It is just part of the. I mean, I for a couple of years. Let's see, about 4 or 5 years. Me and some of my buddies, we led personal development seminars.
Oh, I love those.
And kind of Tony Robbins type stuff.
Graduated from T. Harv Eckert's.
Yes. Yeah. So
potentials.
Yep. So we did stuff like that, and very experiential. We did all these different trainings and walked on glass and fire and broke boards and did the arrows on the necks and like all those kind of things. And we would hold these big seminars. And I should say big. They were small. I mean, they were, they usually had somewhere between 100 and 600 people, per month. But anyway, so we held these seminars. It was amazing. But the reality is everyone struggles with self-doubt.
Yes.
If you can throw away self-doubt, that was one of the things that I think that I got that gift from my mom, is even when I failed, I knew that I could still do it.
So Stephen, I want to ask you this question. I am someone, I posted on Facebook just yesterday. I said, because the quote in the lobby about courage, just getting back up and continue. I have that courage.
Yes.
I despite like dozens and dozens of failures, I can continue to get back up and continue failing forward. And now some friends of mine will say that they don't want to even fail one time.
Yeah.
But what are they missing? They don't understand that.
So failures. So let's talk about that. Can I erase this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this is one of my favorite parts of all business, because it all leads back to this. Everyone wants to know like the secret formula and the numbers that make it work. And honestly, the Win blockchain could have any compensation structure. It wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, what we put together, I think, is amazing. But if it was something completely different, it could still work. What matters is the vision and the belief and everything else behind it, which people don't want to hear that, because that's harder. That's the harder part. The harder part is controlling your mind.
Yes.
The harder part is waking up every morning and when you feel like crap, telling yourself, nope, I feel great. You know, and telling yourself the real truth, not the truth that you have conned yourself into believing, right? So, so I have 7 kids. You know, I've talked about that. When my youngest son was born, Abram is his name, and when he was born, you know, we would oftentimes put a blanket on the floor, and we'd put him down there, and he'd be laying on his back, and all of his siblings would be running around him, and you know, excited and yelling, and you know, just running around him like normal kids would. And if you look at babies, if you observe little babies, what are they doing? Like when they're sitting there on their back, what are they doing?
Dreaming?
Maybe. So I think that usually what they're doing is they're listening, right?
Smiling.
They're listening and they're learning.
Duplicating, they try new thing
And they want, what they want to do is they want to take that listening and learning and they want to imitate.
yeah.
Right? So they're trying to imitate. So when a baby is sitting there on his back or her back, and siblings are all running around, they start to wiggle their arms and move their feet, and you know, and they'll start to make sounds and coo and caw and do all those different things. And what they're really trying to do is they are trying to imitate walking and talking. In the beginning, right? This is what they're trying to do.
Right.
Now, the crazy thing is they, even though they are trying to imitate for 12 months usually, right? Usually they're trying to imitate for 12 months, and they're trying to do these things for that entire 12 months. And for the entire 12 months, they are failing horribly, right? Because the baby can't talk. They'll make sounds, they can't walk yet. So that walking is a process, because usually with the baby, they'll start on their backs, then they'll turn themselves over to their stomachs, and then they'll scoot a little bit, do a little army crawl, then they'll learn how to get up on their hands and knees a little bit and fall over, and then they'll finally, you know, do that a little bit more, and then they'll start to stand up and fall and stand up and fall. Every time, failing. Now, of course, we don't look at that as a failure, but if you were to define it with real definitions, it is.
Yes.
Right? They're trying the entire time. For 12 months, they're trying, and failing horribly. Now, here's the difference between babies and us. When babies fail, they have, like with my son, when he would fail, right, when he would try to walk and talk and not do it yet, and he would fail, he had his parents and his siblings all around him cheering him on the whole time.
Yeah.
He would move his leg, and instead of being like, "Oh, you suck," you know, we would say, instead we would be like, "Whoa, so awesome, you moved your leg, good job," and we would cheer him on even though he was failing, right? We'd cheer him on the entire time. When he would say a word, even if he said it wrong, we would all say, "Woo! You said the word and it was wrong, but it was awesome, good job." And so we would cheer him on in his failing. As adults, you know, we believe that just because I'm an adult, now I'm not allowed, you know, I'm not allowed to fail.
Yeah, like failure is a bad thing.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to know everything just because I'm 42 years old. Well, the truth is no. I have never been a father of 7 kids, one being 18 and one being 7. This is the first time in my life that I've ever been a father of this type of demographic, right? It's changing every day. So every day it's brand new for me as a father. Just like they've never had a father that's, you know, whatever. So we're all learning. The reality is it doesn't matter if I'm an adult or if I'm a baby, my learning process is the same. And if I will be patient enough, so I will talk to the people that don't want to fail. Who cares? Fail. Fail for, if you will give yourself 12 months of persistent effort in anything,
Yes.
you will win.
Yeah.
I've never seen that not work. Never. So if you will give yourself 12 months in anything persistent, and I mean, my son and every baby's the same that I've ever observed. They don't stop, right?
You're very connected to so many successful people, and among the most successful are the ones that have failed the most.
They have, but they don't stop, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Babies don't stop. Just because they fail, they don't shake their foot once and then say, "I'm never going to walk. Never mind." Right? They don't do that. They shake their foot. And they're like, "Oh, that was hard. Do it again." And the whole time they're doing this, they're building the muscles in their legs, and they have to do this
That's true.
because their muscles in their legs won't be strong enough until they've done this for 12 months straight. This is why they do this over and over and over and over and over, and they don't even know. But that's part of their process, right? It's kind of instinctual for babies. Well, it needs to become instinctual for us that I'm going to fail for 12 months. That's okay. And maybe you won't, right? Maybe you'll do it better and learn things faster because as adults you can learn faster and things like that, right? But the reality is if we would give ourselves, if adults would give themselves the same benefit that babies do, 12 months of disciplined effort, there's almost nothing that I think that anyone couldn't do. You can do anything.
So I'm going to share a little perspective that I realized just last week before coming on this trip. I went to watch American Underdog.
Yeah.
It was a great movie, very inspirational movie, right? And I really relate to Kurt Warner in the movie because he have gone through so many so-called failures.
Sure.
Sat on the bench for 4 years.
Yeah.
The coach didn't allow him to play.
Yeah.
Because he keep running outside the pocket. The coach said, "You have to stay. You want to play, you got to stay inside the pocket."
Yeah.
4 years, and he didn't understand why the coach is so, tough on him and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then finally he was so down that he had to get a job at a grocery store,
Sure.
shopping, stuff like that, and finally he accepted a position in playing the arena football, which he thought was beneath him, right?
Yeah.
There's no NFL player in that league, right? But he humbled himself and to play, and in that league he learned how to be quick, how to get rid of the ball fast.
Yeah.
And in the high school and the college, the coach teach him how to stay in the pocket. So when he finally got accepted to the Rams, the head coach said, "Son, I see the reason why I want you to be on my team is I see a lot of me in you. When I came out of coaching for 12 plus years, they all said that I'm too old, over the hills, it's done.
Yeah.
But I proved them wrong, and
Yeah.
I know I have a gut feeling you're going to do the same." And and the coach said, one thing that the people did not realize this 12 years of when I was outside of coaching,
Yeah.
I was living life, and I was learning things to make who I am today, to
Yep.
make me stronger,
Yep.
wiser.
Yep.
And so all those years that Kurt Warner were sitting on the bench, doing other things, living life, going through challenges of life,
Yeah.
struggling with finance and all that stuff,
Yeah.
being homeless and all that stuff, it made him who he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just needed to wait for one opportunity to show everyone
Yeah.
how great he is, and he did.
And think about it. That opportunity